What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the season finale of Get Wrecked, Bro. I'm here. Not your regular host, as you can see, but I'm with your regular host, Sensei. He'll be the one joining us today on the hot seat, as I like to say, with all those spicy questions you guys love to hear. How you doing, Sensei?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. My lighting's pretty terrible, but we're working on it. We're improving.
It's all good, man. I know people just want to really hear your answers to these questions I probably got for you. So first off, we're gonna start easy. How's retirement treating you?
Oh man, it feels good. It feels great. I think for the most part that there is a lot of like times where I find myself in the moment thinking like, hey, maybe, just maybe, but I'm like, nah, it just feels too good not to have to scrim and not have to work hard, man, because again, as much as we call it a rec league, it does get a little bit mixy, man.
Yeah, especially if you want to get that champion role that everybody so desperately desires sometimes in that Discord. Follow up question: you kind of already preluded to it, but you ever get the urge to jump back and compete?
Like if I'm taking that question head on, like the easy answer is no. The reason why it's a no for me, like a big no for me, is that like, yeah, I want to play Call of Duty, but just like I want to play for fun, and that's like when I play Call of Duty, I want to know that it's not my season on the line, and I'm not going against some of the best of the best in the CRL. For the most part, I think that I'm comfortable where I am, doing the Get Wrecked Bro series, doing what we do over at the Fair Shake Studios in terms of just like our podcast, and also just casting, man. Casting has been my love, man. I've really fallen in love with casting more than actually playing the game. I think that there's something about being right at the front of the line in terms of like trying to help the audience just understand what's going on in the map. Man, I really think that altogether it just really shows for myself like how in depth Call of Duty truly is as a video game. For the most part, I think that I would always pick casting over playing. So ultimately, I don't see myself going back anytime soon.
That's good to know, but sad for me to hear. When did you first start competitive Call of Duty?
All right, so competitive COD as a whole, definitely MW2 days, S&Ds. Like I remember for myself, especially like the group of guys I played with, that was like the end all be all in terms of competitive. I've never really played any competitive Respawn back then until like MW2. I mean, not MW 2019, which is starting to confuse me now because we're about to go into MW2, which but ultimately, I started there, and I really fell in love with the aspect of just like playing S&Ds. So we got into like game battles and did a bunch of that stuff, and ultimately I took a break on it and just started playing COD for COD. And it wasn't until you said, hey, we want to do something more with COD, and we ended up finding the CRO.
Yeah, my next question is exactly on that. How did you find the CRO?
So I would love to say I found it myself, but I'd be capping 100% without a doubt. It was definitely you that led me to see what the CRO was. I remember you hit me up like, yo, here's this Reddit post about because we were in search of that. We were looking for that for a while, because I remember the tail end of Modern Warfare 2019. We wanted more out of COD. We wanted more out of the experience. We felt like we were really good in public matches, and we wanted to take it up a notch. And I know at that point the CDL was in like full swing already, and we were like, man, yo, these guys look awesome, man. The way they playing, the way they, we just started getting more into it. I know you became like a full-fledged New York Subliner fan. I've been an OG fan for a while, so it was just easy to pick the Chicago Huntsman that year. Now Optic Texas, of course. because I bleed green heavily, like heavily. But yeah, ultimately we found it, and man, we never looked back. You know, now after playing a year and a half, a little more a year than a half of CRL, you know, I decided to retire. And in terms of like retire, you know, obviously we wasn't getting paid for it or nothing. But you know, when you say that, man, you know that there's a weight lifted off your shoulders, because boy, it felt like a 9 to 5 being in that CRL sometimes. And some people's experiences are different. But I know for us, we really wanted to see that championship. We really wanted to see that, you know, that title victory, because we got to the dance so many times, man, and couldn't get the job done. So ultimately, man, finding CRL was all on you. So
Yeah, and I feel like that last season, you already knew it was gonna be your last, so you kind of went even harder, like the scrims and the practice and the VODs and all that stuff. So I'm glad that you wanted that season. But in terms of gameplay, me personally, like I know you're really good in every game, but your best game to me was Cold War. So what was it like in Cold War? That game being your best skill wise, in my opinion, and probably yours too, but not being able to win a championship.
yeah, it was hard, man. It was hard. I think that for the most part, you know, we kept getting to the finals, kept getting to the finals. You know, everybody knows, like, if you know, like, my CRL story or Killer CRL story, you know, like that season 4 Cold War, you know, we made it to both mixed finals and pre-made bronze, I believe, or bronze or silver, one of those divisions. I'm pretty sure it was bronze. And basically, you know, we went 0-2 against basically the same team, which was completely unfair to my knowledge. Which was, I remember Palm Show was able to pick up his entire mixed team to play with him in his pre-made team, which to me wasn't fair, because they're getting extra practice and extra games in together. Their chemistry was kind of like unmatched towards the end of that season. You know, Faith was an absolute monster. Shoku was getting better. Palm, he was doing his thing. Barry was really good, and I know on their mixed team they had like Eagles Rock. Shout out to Eagles Rock. I casted a match of his, and he let a ninja defuse go, and he looked at the floor, but that's neither here or there. I digress. No, yeah, that game was, I felt like really good. I felt really good. Obviously, in terms of the bronze division, I felt really good, you know, because I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I will sit here and say that I think that maybe I could have been up there in the top, you know, rubbing it elbow to elbow with some of those guys. But I know there was a little controversy, you know, going around. A couple of people disliked me because I had, you know, had a scuffle with words with Dak one day in the Gen chat. And I basically said, man, if Dak is gold material when we were playing in Cold War, I was plat, like 100%. But yeah, it kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. But hey, ultimately, man, come Vanguard, finally got that dub, man. Finally got that dub. But yeah, I think that Cold War was really good game for me. I think it was an old man's game. Like it really didn't take that much to be good at it. I think it was one of the more easier games to be good. One, the fact that, you know, I ran SMG and AK-74U was absolutely out of this world. So, you know, I got carried by the gun. So it was that easy, man.
So next question is, tell us your experience, you know, the Vanguard winter season that you won silver. Tell us the experience changing roles completely. You know, you just said you were SMG in Cold War and mostly SMG in Modern Warfare. To changing to an, you know, main AR, and then dealing with the roster changes all season. You know, we all know it. We've been talking about it throughout the RECkt League. I mean, throughout the Get RECkt, bro. And really being the anchor of that Silver North champion team in a Vanguard winter season.
Yeah, so just the swap, you know, from going from like a main AR aggressive Slayer, I mean, not a main AR, going from aggressive Slayer SMG to that main AR role, it was kind of hard at first because I still had my SMG, you know, running gun tendencies, but I was okay to do that early on in the season because we had people like Cover and Morph, like an absolute dynamic SMG duo. They were shooting lights out. So, I could make mistakes as an AR, a main AR early on in the year, and they would have my back on it. Obviously, we know the whole Morph situation went down, and it was tough for our team because not only did we take that hit, but we took another hit the very next week to our roster. And then it was just like, all I know is it was lock-in mode. It was like, if I want to win before I stop playing competitively in the league, or I need to hit a different mode. And I shout out Cover 100%. I know a lot of people say it, but shout out Cover. He really set my mindset as to, hey, let me do my job in slaying, and you do your job in securing those spawns for us. And ultimately, that led us to victory. And I'll say it time and time again, like, there's not a lot of people I felt like will give it to you straight, but in a way that you can actually intake it, because there's a lot of people that go the aggressive teammate round and say, yo, you got to get to your spot, or you're messing us up. No, it was, he allowed for the mistakes that I was making for me to fix them, so I fixed them and became a complete different player by the end of the year. I always told myself, man, as long as I'm not dying the most, I'm not dying the most, I'm going to make sure that I'm in those spawns, So ultimately, went on to win that, and it felt good, man. It felt good. It felt really good, and I know why people chase. And if you sitting watching this, or you already felt the glory of a championship, how it feels, man. That those 7-8 weeks that you put in, even if you scrimmed or did not scrim, it feels phenomenal. So to those that don't have it yet, keep on grinding. I think you guys are going to be able to achieve that one day, because it's literally anybody's game. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, funny thing right now, as of recording, we're about to start Chumps Week, so we're gonna see some new, Chumps crown. A lot of people. I see a lot of new teams in the finals. I don't see a lot of repeat teams from last season. So that goes to show you the league's doing their thing with the balancing of the teams. But next question is, we're gonna move on from your playing side. We're gonna move into the mic side, the casting side.
Hey.
What do you love about casting? What got you into it? And who would your dream cast partner be?
So what got me into it? It was like, we used to joke around about it. Like, I remember we would play the CRL cast on, and we would mute the cast, but we'll like mute the volume, and we'll just cast over it and just make jokes, like, nothing like aggressive, like, oh, ha ha ha, this guy's doing terrible. More like, we would bring in like random impersonations of like the CDL players, like Haggy and stuff like that, and we would try like to do the Zuma and Zinni casting, where it's just like funny and joking around. It was awesome. And ultimately, like, I always wanted to do something like that, but I never had for lack of better words and play on words, I never had the courage, to really go out there and say, you know what, hey, man, I want to cast in front of 100, 40, 50, 60 people. And CRL gave me the opportunity to. The guys, the people leading the CRL, Shio, Jims, Ammo Bear, Mello, all those guys, like, they gave me an opportunity, man, and I ran with it. And am I the best caster they have? Probably not, but I feel like that overall, them even allowing me to even try to pursue it in any way, shape, or form was like, they didn't need to do that. And ultimately, huge shout out to the league for allowing for me to do that, and really finding my passion in casting. I always want to get better. I'm always grinding at getting better. That's why I started the Fair Shake casting over on the Fair Shake Studios Twitch channel, where me and you, we cast any of the games that aren't being played on the Alpha and Bravo stream, so, and it's just to perfect my craft. So, as we're helping the players of the CRL that do want to get casted and, do want to see themselves like, getting shoutcasted, they have that opportunity to opportunity to do so. So that's definitely why I fell in love with it and why I'm going to continue to do it for the foreseeable future. In terms of my dream casting, I definitely have two. One for, like, I would say, the CDL, CWL era, and then one for the CRL. So for the CWL slash CDL, I have two in there. Obviously, that number one is going to be Courage, as you know, I alluded to earlier. Courage has definitely been one of those people, that when I used to watch him, I used to say, man, I feel like emerged in this. I felt like a full on experience when he used to cast. And now's era, the current roster of casters they have, like in the CDL, is definitely Miles, man. And I think that overall, when Miles did come on the CRL, man, he didn't have to do that, but he did it, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And for that, I will always be like a huge fan, because dude is at the I want to say he's at the top of his game. And mind you, that year that he did it for the CRL, he also won, I think, play-by-play caster of the year, which was freaking insane. So just think about that. And like, yo, in that picture, this guy was the play-by-play caster of the year that he casted a series for the CRL, which is phenomenal. We had like 200-300 people in there, maybe even higher, but yeah, definitely Miles is going to be one of them as well. And in terms of the CRL, definitely, I wanna go and say, I know me and CNK have definitely did a few already. I definitely did a few with Jake as well. I don't know if me and Bobby did a night yet. Robert or Stinkus, for however you may or may not know him. Definitely Bobby. I would say 100%. I definitely want to do a night with him on the desk.
Yeah, that's a good one, no doubt. Good answers overall. But we're gonna get quick to the spicy questions now. Everybody's favorite part of the show. Yep.
Already.
So spiciest, well, not spiciest, but one of the spicy questions is, who is the easiest kill ever for you on the map?
I know I'm gonna get a whole lot of backlash for this, and first and foremost, let me straight say this: I ask this to everybody else that I have on the show, and I know this question is a very lock up kind of question, but we all have one that's just a little bit easier than the others. There's always one. But hey, you know what? It happens. Sometimes some people have off days, and every time I've played them, maybe besides the two that he got over me, which ultimately he got 2 rings off me, it's gonna be Palm Show. Literally everything besides those final matches, that guy was the freest kill on the map for me. And again, no shot to him. He's an absolutely awesome player, man. He's representing that Sasuke shotgunners to the fullest. But just a little rivalry. Palm Show, you know what I'm talking about, brother. I'm going to get my 2 back when I return, if I ever do. Probably not, so you can always have that over me, brother. But yeah, I'm going to have to say Palm Show, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now going to the other end of the spectrum, who's your toughest opponent?
And in that, I have to say, like, that I've played in a match or like 8s or anything.
Anything. Who gave you a rough time? You were like, man, I don't know if the sticks are for me anymore. Like, that kind of guy.
Yeah, I've only had one moment in the CRL where I said, like, to myself, like, yo, this person is probably hacking. Like, so I have to say that that's the only person that was the thing. Like, obviously the guy's not hacking, so please, ladies and gentlemen, do not get it twisted. Not now, not ever. But I remember Cold War, maybe like season 3. KMC picks up this guy named 1010. You guys might know him now, who he is, bro. But he literally wiped me off the floor, like legit. He had me going in circles at one point. So may he not be as good right now, or he might be even better. I haven't seen him play in a little bit, but ultimately, yeah, that was probably the one person I've ever told myself like, yeah, there's no way I'm this bad. This guy's got to be hacking. And we all say it at some point, when we're getting absolutely destroyed, like, yeah, this guy might be hacks, dude, 100%, dude. And your friend's like, yeah, he's a little bit sus. Yeah, so I had that moment against 10-10 once, man. But yeah, there's definitely again multiple other players have beaten me in a gunfight. It made me look a little bit funny, but ultimately, I would say definitely him is the other side of it.
All right, next question. So either same thing, either eights and playoffs, whatever. Toughest team of four you ever faced, like toughest opposing team.
Toughest opposing team. Man, I there's two because I only remember really like going up against really two really good teams. Again, that season 3 um team that we played against, and not the mixed one because they had Eagles Rock. No shot to you, Eagles Rock. You're a great player. You're a great player. You're a great person. Come on the show. But yeah, that season 3 Cold War team of Palm Show, Barry Bai, Shoku, and Faith. That was a really good team, and also the last team we played in the finals, which was Crazy Care Bear, T Dub, Coco, and Moja, yeah, it's Moja. Definitely. And honestly, they both teams have a different identity to them, as to where one team was very organized and one team was just very, very aggressive, and it was like hard to counter them at some points. So ultimately, yeah, I would say both those teams.
All right, next question is who's your best teammate other than me?
Best teammate other than you, man. We shot this a couple times. I gotta state that this is like the third take of this, right? And each time I said the same person, but this time, like now that I got more time to think of it, I gotta say it had to be, oh, okay. So Cold War is, I'm gonna give two because I've been in 2 games, So for Vanguard, it's going to be Cover. Again, I stated to earlier, he really put me on a path to really excel my gameplay in the main AR slot. So I gotta say, Cover definitely one of the better teammates I've had in a long time. Now, for Cold War, if you guys don't remember, there was a guy named Believe TTV. You probably don't remember him at all, but he was on our season 2 roster, season 3 roster. And he was awesome, 100%. He was an awesome dude. Straight down the line. Like, you could play any game with him, and you was having fun. Definitely.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. I think I still have him added on Discord. I'm not sure. But next question, from a caster's point of view. So I want you to put your caster glasses on right now. Who's a rising star in the CRL?
Rising star, man. I gotta give you a few. And this is because there's so many, and I always tell myself, man, these are like people to watch come Roster Mania if they're ever available. No matter what division they may or may not want to stay in or be in, definitely keep these guys in your like line of sight. Number 1 is going to be Swag Checked. I think Swag Checked is a really good player. I think he's a really solid SMG player. I like the way he flows with, like, he seems like he can fit almost any roster and do really, really well. Number 2 is going to be Wazies. So it's Wazies. He played for the Seattle Sloths in Gold Premade South just past season. Those guys did really, really well. He really helped them excel in literally every phase of the game. So shout out Wazies there. And this is in no particular order. I'm just saying, like, the younger players, the younger guys, or even guys that just coming into the league that I noticed should definitely be like on everybody's book. Another one is D, our former teammate last season. D was really good. He was really, really good on the flex position. Um, and I would have to say my last two, again, in no particular order, but just like, hey, if they become available, hit them in the DMs immediately. Hazy, I think Hazy has been really, really good. Every time I've casted a Hazy match, every time I've casted a Hazy All-Star game, the man has been literally lights out shooting. And again, it has kind of a trend here. It's like kind of golden down because all the plat and diamond players, they're already amazing at the game, you know what I mean? So I can't really consider any of those guys in where I'm saying. And man, someone that opened my eyes, man, that really opened my eyes to how good he truly is. And though it was in the bronze division, Destin, one of the players I've interviewed here on the RECkt series, he was absolutely lights out in his first round of the playoffs of this season. They took him to it was a map 5, I believe, and both S&Ds. This man was just a monster. A monster of a player. Honestly, he like when it's all said and done, I think he's gonna get a couple. I don't know if it's gonna be 2 or 3, but it's gonna be in that realm. So yeah, those are like the 5 players that I would say like, hey, keep an eye out for. You know, keep a tab open for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I like all those names you mentioned, by the way, too. So we're winding down. We're gonna get to these last couple questions. If you were owner of the CRL for a day, what is one thing you would implement?
This question over time has become something that I've told myself that at some point I'm gonna have to answer myself. You know, and here we are. I'm answering it, and I'm gonna answer to the best of my ability. First off, the obvious is they are doing amazing. I think that everything they are doing is amazing. They're not doing anything wrong. What they aren't doing, though, and that's not a shot that it's wrong that they're not doing it, it's that maybe they haven't got to it yet. Maybe they don't have enough people on it yet. Or maybe they are on it yet and they're waiting for, the right time to, give that information to us. And I know I said it towards I know when Snoop was on, he said that they're really trying to combat sandbagging as much as possible in terms of what they're doing. They're looking up contractors and things, and that's phenomenal. But for me, I think that there has to be some sort of system implemented at some point in time that really allows for more than just a card tracker to be the end all be all. Not saying that is. Yes, they do the premier tournament. Yes, they do anything of that nature, that kind of gives them that more information. I would say that the thing I would do, and I'm going to just come out right out and show you, is start to vet players in an interview process. You're at the point where you have so many players that now what you want to do is protect the players already in the league. That does not mean close your doors. That does not mean do not allow anyone in, but start to just give, some people, not the benefit of doubt, but more so the assurance. I think that's the good word. The assurance that anyone coming inside the league from this point on is legit. Being it that I know they know that hacking and all these wall hacks and aimbots is getting out of control. It has gotten out of control at the point when you see the number 2 ranked overall player on the Call of Duty ranked leaderboard have hacks. You have to start thinking that everyone under him has the possibility to do so as well. Right? So, and you could say, well, it's a rec league. People aren't taking it that serious. And to those people, I say, maybe you aren't, just you. But there are a lot of people that do take it serious. There are a lot of people that do care where their $20 to $30 goes in terms of they want to just be assured that the person they play week to week isn't going to be cheating them. But ultimately, time would only tell. And I can't wait for that time to come. And I think that they're doing a phenomenal job. And I think that moving forward, we haven't even reached the top in terms of what the CRL is capable of. So shout out to everyone at CRL, all the higher ups, all the low guys, and all the players, man. Because without you, I wouldn't be doing this here on the show. So ultimately, if I was owner for the day, that's probably what I would do.
All right, last but not least, let's get to know the man behind the mic and the controller. Tell the fans about yourself, and then end it off with where they could find you. Your socials and stuff.
So my name is Felipe Saldana, and I'm a 29-year-old Hispanic male, father, great guy. I want to consider myself, a very humbled individual. I think that for myself, I'm very easy to speak to, and if you guys ever need help with anything in terms of you want to promote your Twitch or your Twitter, or you just want to do content and you need help, please do not be afraid to ask me. I'm here for you guys in terms of each and every player of the CRL. I want you guys to succeed because I think that you guys are absolutely awesome individuals, and I can't say that enough. But yeah, I'm just that gamer dad, that when he's got the free time, he just likes to play COD. He likes to play Call of Duty, likes to get involved with the community. So that's basically who I am. And where you can find me, man, honestly, it's different all over. Links will be down in the description, but I'll say a few off the top. You're gonna on Twitter, it's gonna be Felipe Savage 15, all one word. And that's basically it. You'll find everything else down in the description box, due to the fact that they're all different, which I do need to fix that, getting all the correct handles. But yeah, you guys know me as Sensei, and that's more than fine. That's more than fine.
All right, bro. Thanks for this episode. This is going to be the season finale. Next season coming real soon. I think you already teased the new logo, so there's big things coming. Also, the pinch should be starting soon. Getting that up there, and there's a lot more things coming from the mind of Sensei. And I'm gonna let you end it here, though. It's your show, brother.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please do not leave without leaving a like here on the video. It only helps us, get into that YouTube recommended. In terms of subscribing, think about it. Maybe you've been enjoying the series all the way through because a good portion of you are still not subscribed here to the channel. But for all things Get RECkt, bro, you can find them here on the Fair Shake Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that will be it for today. But I want you to know, have a good day. Have a good night. Get going, ladies and gentlemen, because I know you got this. And goodbye.